Okay guys, I'm going to talk about some holsters for a little bit and different ones that has worked for me. I get a lot of questions all the time to either private message or on videos, people asking, what holster should they use, what's my opinions and recommendations. Well, number one, it depends on how that you're going to carry your firearm. You got to find out how you want to carry it. Whether on your waist, ankle, different things like that. And then you'll have some different choices that you can choose and see what fits you the best. The most common carry is the in the waistband for concealed carriers. This holster goes inside of your pants, and these clips come over the belt loop. So basically, this would be down in your pants. The back of this would be against your skin, and then these loops here would come up and over your belt, and that's all that's showing is down to here. Down to this part of the clip right here. That's all that shows over your belt is that right there. You can tuck your shirt in down behind these clips right here and still wear a tucked in shirt and carry. Then you have some over the waistband holsters like this one right here. This is my custom shark skin one for the G26, G27. Guys, I get a lot of questions on where can you order that. You can't get it from where I got it from. The guy who was making those has quit. I think he sold his equipment. So you'll have to look around online if you want that. My favorite carry holster is the Crossbreed. Here's two of them here. This one is a few years old, and this will fit most any of the model Glocks. If you got a longer Glock, the barrel and slide will just stick out further, but you can still use this one because in here the frame is the same unless you get up to the G21, G20, things like that. But all the standard 40 and 9mm Glocks will fit into this one Crossbreed holster that's made for a 27. This Crossbreed is for the HK. This is a newer one in horsehide. I like the horsehide a little bit better than the cowhide. It's just me. It's thinner, it's more pliable, but it's a little bit more expensive at that same time. So you're going to have to decide how much money you want to spend. I mean, this has worked and this has had a lot of use. You can see the wear on it. But for me, I just found this one's more comfortable. Now, the new ones all come with these clips. They were on here. I switched these to the older ones because I was carrying my Glock for a while. I need to order these clips for this one. These are only like 10 bucks on the website. They used to ship with these cheap plastic ones right here. These are cheap plastic. And they're not that good. So I have to order them. These, like I said, these came on this one and I switched them over. Okay, now that's for inside the waistband carry. That's my favorite, definitely, is the Crossbreeds. Sometimes they're back ordered. It can take up to a month to get your holster, but they are worth the money to me. Okay, the next most popular way to carry is over the waistband, and right here, like I said, the shark skin over the waistband holster. Something like this is really good. Something like this is okay. Once you start getting the belt slots in too close, it starts to feel like one lump mass. Okay, what I'm trying to explain to you is when the further you have your clips or your belt slots spread out like this and this, where you have that much width, it's more stable for your gun. You're able to carry a heavier gun easier with the distribution of this holster spread out like that. That's the ideal way to carry. The closer you get, the harder it is, and it feels like one ball of weight on your side, and it's a little bit harder to carry. Okay. This, I got this in a gun buy that I bought one time, so I just took it when I bought the gun. It was with it, but this is, I don't know, just a cheap fobus holster with a paddle. I'm not really into that at all. Now I'm going to give you guys my honest opinions here, because that's what I do on the channel. Some people might not agree with it, and some may. Okay, here's a galco shoulder holster. In my opinion, not very good at all for carry. This is more of a Hollywood thing. Guys that want to dress up and play, you know, Crockett and Tubbs. Because I'm going to tell you something. In the real world, this is cumbersome and hard to get to fast. When you need a gun fast and you got this on, it is not easy to get to that thing fast. There's a lot of other little issues which I'm not really going to comment on, like when you carry a shoulder holster like this under my right arm and the muzzle is pointing behind me. You're always muzzle sweeping people. Some of you may not be concerned with that, but you are always muzzle sweeping people with this gun. You're breaking one of the main gun rules, which, like I said, I'm not going to say that it shouldn't be done, but just keep in mind, you know, I feel that the gun is safe in there, the trigger's covered, but just keep in mind you're sitting in a restaurant, this gun is pointing at the lady or the guy behind you right in their back. So your opinion may vary on that. I forget who made me this. I'm going to put a link to his channel under this video. This is a guy that started making these holsters, and I really liked it. It worked out good for me. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. And I think he charges 45 bucks for these. And I tried this holster out, and it worked as good, pretty much almost as good for me as the Crossbreeds do. And at 45 bucks, you know, it was a big savings. I'll put a link to his channel under the video. I just got to go back and find who the guy is. I forget right now. I forget his name. I think his name's Brian. So yeah, I'm not real keen on shoulder carry. These are easy to get to in the car in a seated position. Also, ankle carry is easy to get to in the car as well. You know, you're already bent halfway over. Your ankle's just one reach away when you're sitting in the seat of a car. Okay, now for ankle carry, the best thing there is made, in my opinion, is this ankle glove. This Galco ankle glove holster was designed for the FBI. It was designed for guys that were going to carry a backup gun and planned on wearing a holster sometimes up to 12, even 15 hours a day on their ankle. They wanted something that was going to be comfortable and something they could deal with. They didn't want to have something on their leg that was heavy or slid down and it became a pain and you were working long hours. So this is what was made, and this worked out great. It's a neoprene band like they use in some of the sports injury equipment that they give. It's very flexible. It's very breathable. It expands to give you that little bit of extra tightness on your ankle that you might need. And let me tell you, when you have this on, it is so comfortable. You barely know it's there, but yet it's not going to come off or slide down. You can run. I've showed people I've jumped up and down on concrete. This will not move. Now this has wool in here. It had a lot more wool in there, and I took scissors and cut it down. It was just a little too thick for me. So I just went in with scissors all across here and cut this all down till it was almost flat. This gets a ton of use from me on the ankle. As you can see, it's got some rust right there around the snap. Well, am I even in frame? I wasn't even in frame there, sorry. It's got some rust right around the snap there. Let me get you in close here. Okay, well I can't get this to focus in too good, but maybe you can see it there. Just from the fact of in the summertime or whatever, it's hot, just sweat or whatever, it gets to there. I carry that on my right ankle on the inside. Now, there's two ways that you can carry an ankle holster, and one of them I don't like. Okay, there are guys that carry an ankle holster, like say you shoot left like me. I would have this on my right leg inside them, inside. Well, there are guys that will carry this on their left leg on the outside of their leg. I don't do that. There's too many times that you can bump walls and corners and different things, and when this gun hits something wood, you're going to hear it and look down and think, hey, what was that? Because it sounds solid as a rock hitting the wall. You keep this on the inside of your right leg if you're a left-handed shooter, and it protects it from hitting into any obstacles or anything that you're going to come across. That's the only way I'll carry it, And plus, if anything ever happens and you're trying to get away from trouble, it just seems a little bit more easier for me, because you would kind of be all constricted up to reach inward and not to the outsides of your body to get a gun. That's just me. Okay. Here's a Don Hume. Someone sent me that. Now this has one clip. I'm not a real big fan of this. Just for me it doesn't work. Now remember, a lot of these holsters vary on your size. The bigger you are, the harder it's going to be. I mean, as far as like waistline size. The bigger your waist is, the more troublesome it's going to be for you to find a comfortable holster. The slimmer you are, when you start to get to the point to where you come down like this and your waist ends and there's a slight natural curve at the hip there, that's the ideal body type to carry. That's going to be the most comfortable. Once your belly starts getting too big and it overrides to where it goes down and then cuts into the hips, your pants are always going to try to follow gravity and slide down like this and slide down on you. So you're going to have a little bit harder time depending on your body type. Crossbreeds I've had no problem with. Okay, here is one that did not work for me. Someone sent this to me. This is a holster that's designed, the gun would be right there, you could put magazines in there. This would be completely under your pants. This portion, right, like say this was my pants and my belt. The only portion sticking out would be about this much, right here. All this would be under, even these straps. And then you would put your thumb against here and it makes like a cone, and you go down and grab your gun from behind your belt out the front of your pants. Well, I don't have that flat stomach, okay? It's just not the way I'm built. This just is not comfortable for me to sit down in. When I stand up it's okay, but there is no way for me to ride in a car with something like that. Now, with that being said, if you are a thin body style, I'm trying to think of somebody I can give you a reference to in the gun channels that's thin. I'm having a hard time thinking of somebody. Looking for me marbles. There is a guy that I think could wear that. Let me see if there's anybody else. FPS Russia could wear this. But any of you other gun channels, that have a little bit of problem with the belly, don't go for one of these, because I guarantee you it's not going to work. Another over-the-waistband holster I've had that worked good for me was this DeSantis. It's the 002C9. This is for an HK. If I want to go over the waistband, this HK USP works beautifully over the waistband in that. Just with that spread, that works great. And as you can see, it's a little bit more spread than that. I always go with the FBI cant. That's what I wear. FBI cant is where your gun is tilted a little bit forward when you carry. That's what's the FBI. That's what's called the FBI cant. Okay. So that's about it, guys. Just you need to figure out where you want to carry. Ankle holster this is how I'll consider carrying on the ankle. 10 out of 10 for backup. 3 or 4 out of 10 for first line of defense, just because when you're a civilian out there and it's going down, that person is probably up within arm's reach. And the last thing the last thing that you would want to do is be bending over with your head down toward the ground to grab that gun out of your ankle and pull up your pant leg. I mean, that's just real talk. That's the way it is out there. But don't get me wrong, if that's the only way you can carry, then by all means do that. But just know that, just think of what's going to happen when it's going down and somebody's in your face. You're not going to be, you know, a civilian isn't going to be pulling a gun on somebody that's 20 feet away. That's very rare. Very rare to have somebody 20 feet away. 99% of the time, the threat is going to be in your face, up on you, like within net grabbing reach. That's normally how it's going to go down. Okay, and that's not talking about like inside the home and home invasions, but just out on the street. In my opinion, inside the waistband is the way to go. Crossbreed, there's some other makers. There's a King Tuck. And guys, just before anyone asks me, I have no deals whatsoever with Crossbreed. No deals at all. I don't even think they know who I am. I don't know if they've ever seen any of my videos, but I don't think they know even who I am, so there's no deals with them. But yeah, guys, there's some different options on the table. Send me a message. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I will be glad to further help you out if I can. This is Humans for Targets, and I'm out.